150 pitches, so the other team maybe 100, so there's maybe 250 pitches in the game. So your ability to concentrate and not take pitches off is a really important component. We call that guy a grinder. The grinder is focused. He's concentrating one pitch at a time, and he's on time. So when you clap, we can't be a second late or a second early. We got to be on time. And we call that guy a grinder. What do we call him?
Grinder.
What do we call him?
Grinder.
We call him a grinder. Okay, that's a signature quality. That's something you want to be known as. I'm a grinder. You might not be the biggest guy. You might not be the strongest. You might not have the most power, but every guy here could say I'm a grinder, because it just takes focus. Okay, being a grinder. So we're looking for that type of heart. We call it heart. What do we call it?
Heart.
Put your hand on your heart.
Hand up, sets.
We're looking for that kind of heart, that kind of focus. We call that guy a bulldog. What do we call him?
Bulldog.
What do we call him?
Bulldog.
A bulldog. See, we're looking for guys that are bulldogs that play big. The bulldog plays big. How does he play?
Big.
He plays real big. And it doesn't matter how big he is. It matters how big he plays. See, the bulldog, he wants it bad. Can you say, I want it bad? And when you guys get ready for your game, you all think that you're good because you have a good swing. You all think you're good because you have a good arm. Well, how about the guy that doesn't have a very good swing? Does that mean he's not a good hitter? And most hitters say, yeah, I'm not a very good hitter because my swing is just okay. See, we know that what really matters is not having a great swing. We know that you don't have to have the strongest arm to be the best pitcher. We know to be the best base runner, you don't have to be very fast. See, all anybody talks about is you got to be fast, you got to have a strong arm, you got to have a good swing. And then they think we have a good team. It's not true. You can have the best talent on the field, the athlete, and then you grade low as the person. See, the person is the guy who's a grinder. He's a grinder. He's also a bulldog, okay? He plays big all the time. I want it. See, it doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter what kind of shoes I have on. It doesn't matter the bat I use. It doesn't matter who my dad is. None of that matters. It doesn't matter if I'm from Germany versus California or New York. It doesn't matter. It matters how much I want it. That's who the best team ends up being. Grinders don't take pitches off. That's pitch number 90, and I still can feel you. And you're losing by 5 runs, and I still can feel you, and you're still focused. That needs to be your signature individually and as a team, the Team Deutschland. And you guys can go in and take on the Giants, and you can beat them because you play bigger than them. You can be big and play small, and you can be small and play real big. We call the guy the bulldog. He is a fearless competitor. He's a fearless what?
Competitor.
Exactly. The most powerful hitters to ever walk the planet are not big guys, because they hit with what? Heart. Hit with what? They're fearless. They're what? Fearless. What are they fearless of? Getting what? Out. Don't worry about getting out. So you take Hank Aaron, the best in America, okay, the best hitter in the major leagues ever. You know how many times he got out? Over 10,000 times as a major league hitter. So don't fear getting out, because the great hitters get out all the time. So when you get in the box every time, you forgot about your last at bat. We call that a short-term memory. The short-term memory is huge, because if you don't have a short-term memory, you're going to remember what happened your last few at bats. And what happens as a hitter, you get out a lot, right? So you're always wondering if you're good. I don't know if I'm a good hitter anymore, because I got out 2 times already today. I popped out and struck out. Now I got to face the closer, and he throws really fast. So now what happens to my heart? Yeah, most guys hit half-hearted. They're half here, half. Cut it in half. They bat small. If you walk by the sidewalk and the dog is sitting there in the yard and he is looking and you're afraid of him, what does he do? What do you think the pitcher does on the mound when he senses you're timid, you're fearful? He attacks even more. The only way that you can approach him is tell yourself that I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. You walk up to him, I'm not afraid. And you know what happens? He'll go. Every time. Doesn't matter who the dog is. You have to tell yourself you're what?
Not afraid.
You're not afraid. But if you don't tell yourself you're not afraid, your mind will say, he might kill you. He might bite your leg. And you know what happens? You start getting afraid. I might strike out. I might get out. I'm not afraid. And you keep saying it. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, dog. I'm not afraid. And the dog starts going, roo, roo, roo. Seriously. But if you don't tell yourself what your decision is, your mind starts to get fearful. He might bite you. He might attack you. Then you start going. And that's the hitter in the box. You know why? Because at 2 strikes, you're going, I'm afraid. Afraid of what? Getting what? Getting out. Don't fear getting out. The greatest German of all time, what's his name? Babe Ruth. He's the greatest player to ever play baseball. Did you know that? Yeah. Pitcher, runner, outfielder, hitter. There's nobody as good as him, ever. He's the greatest. And where did he come from? Germany. Came from Germany. From where?
Germany.
Don't forget it. When you guys walk on the field, you should walk on the field with your chest so big it's ridiculous. Because the best players to ever play the game came from where?
Germany.
Germany. So you walk in, what's up? Lou Gehrig. Who else we got? We got Babe Ruth. We got, not Hack Wilson. Dude, the list goes on. How big do you play? How big do you hit? So I'm not afraid to the dog. Well, you know what I say when I'm batting? My decision is I'm hitting rockets. What am I doing?
Rockets.
Hitting what?
Rockets.
Hitting what?
Rockets.
Hitting rockets. You got to pump yourself up. I'm hitting rockets right now. There's 2 strikes. It's not, man, I hope I don't strike out. It's I'm going to hit a rocket. What am I going to hit?
Rockets.
Now check it out. I get in the box. There's 2 strikes. I'm hitting a rocket. Get in the box, okay? Hitting big. Throws me a nasty changeup. Strike 3. I walk back to the dugout. Do I go like this? Dang it. I'm 0 for 3. Right? No, dude. I put my bat down. It's no big deal. Hank Aaron got out 10,000 times. That's only my 20th time in the last 2 months. Put my bat down. Let's go, team! And I stay big. Pumping guys up. Let's go. It's unbelievable how that works. Unbelievable. You guys just start winning games. And you'll also enjoy playing the game because you're not worried. Fear is the greatest destroyer of all. Destroys everything. Fear does. Fearless. Fearless what? Fearless. Fearless. Say fearless warrior. Fearless warriors. We got to get our minds right. The mentality of the hitter, the mentality, the mind, right? We got to get our minds right. Say, get my mind right. Say it again. Get my mind right. If you don't get your mind right, you don't have a chance. You don't have a what? No chance. It's over. Just go sit down. Get your mind right. If you play big, are you the Bulldog? Are you? Are you the Bulldog? Okay, so here's the question that I want you to ask yourself, and I want the coaches to remember it. And it's something that I came up with in the last 2 months. Okay, I've been coaching a long time. When the game is over, everybody asks the wrong question. This is what everybody says. Can you stand up? What's your name? I say Jacob. Everybody in the world does it. Jacob, you guys had a game yesterday? Yes. Did you win? Yes. That's all anybody says. Okay, this is the second question. Everybody in the world says. They do it in Germany too. They do it in South Africa. They do it in Holland. They do it in New York City. It doesn't make any difference. Stand up, Jacob. Stand up, buddy. You had a game yesterday?
Yes.
Did you win?
Yes.
How many hits you get? The secret to failure is worrying about what other people think. The secret to failure is worrying about what other people think. So I just struck out and I'm 0 for 2 and I walk back to the dugout. And I'm worried about what my teammates are thinking. You know why? I'm worried? It's because I don't have great teammates. Because I'm wondering if my team still likes me. I'm wondering if my team even likes me anyways. So check it out. I'm just making this up. He rides the bench all the time. You play every game, okay? And you're the best hitter on the team and you're the worst hitter, okay? So we got 4 guys, okay? So you like him better than him because he's a better hitter. And you like him better than him because you think his hair's cool, okay? And I'm being real here, okay? This is how teams work. So we have all this judgment. I don't like that guy, I like that guy, and that guy sucks, and we lost 3 games because of him, so I really don't like him, okay? I don't like guys that like skateboards, and he's a skateboarder. We have all this judgment. So what happens is everybody's always wondering. This is what makes a team. I love everybody. I don't care what your hair looks like. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care if you can't hit. And I don't care if you're the worst arm I've ever seen. I love you, man. You're my teammate. Baby, I love him. So he strikes out and I go pick him up. It's all right. No worries. Let's go. Let's go play some defense. Let's go. He always knows that I love him. He always knows I got his back. You know what happens when he goes on defense? He's all, no big deal. And I'm going to make a play for my team because my team's picking me up. Seriously. And the other guy's going, man, I just struck out. We're losing by 3 now. And he's out there worried about his teammates, worried about what coach is thinking, worried about messing up. It's over. You suck. You're not a good team. And you're not a good teammate. And you're not a good player. Everybody has to pick each other up at all times. It's a hard game. 10,000 times the greatest hitter got out. His name is Hank what? Hank Aaron. Hank what? Hank Aaron. So Hank Aaron, that's Hank. Hank comes back to the dugout. He just struck out. He's 0 for 3, and he's the greatest hitter ever, and we're losing by 4 runs. And I just go pick him up. Let's go. Let's go, Hanky. Let's go make some plays, right? And he goes out in the 7th inning, makes 2 diving plays, and he comes back in. He gets up for the 4th time, and he hits a single. He gets on base, scores a run, and we end up tying the game. Uli gets up late in the game. We win it. The main point from everything we were saying is this. I don't care how good your swing is. I mean, we have to do some things right, but if you're always worried about your swing, okay, that doesn't make you a good hitter. We're going to go through a few components here. One, the first and foremost, the most important component to be a great hitter is when you get in the box, you got to be big. What do you got to be? Big. Okay, and that means you're green. You guys use the green, be green, right? That means I'm swinging. That means this pitch is a strike, and I'm going to hammer it. I'm hitting rockets. What am I hitting?
Rockets.
Hitting what?
Rockets.
Okay, the greatest of all, Babe Ruth struck out more than anybody, and this is what he said. He said, don't ever let the fear of striking out get in the way. So I'm walking by, no matter who you are, a dog, a bulldog goes, you go, you get scared. But then what do you tell yourself? I'm not afraid of you, dog. I'm not afraid of you, dog. As you walk, you can walk up to him, or you can just keep walking, and he won't attack you. I'm telling you, he won't, because he senses that you are dominant over him. So it's the same. You're in the box, and you're going, man, I'm getting scared. You just step out. I ain't afraid. I'm hitting a rocket. Change your mind. Clear your mind. You get your mind right. Now you get in the box, and you get all the fear out. It's gone.